episode 3554, Security During Difficult Times.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're ready for an extraordinary weekend because guess what? It's Friday. You made it. You finally got to the end. Okay, it's not the end. It's just the beginning. Because why? You get to celebrate the weekend. And you know what? Have you looked at the weather? It's going to be beautiful. Did you see the moon last night? Oh my goodness. It was gorgeous. But with all of that, you still got to raise your kids. Oh yeah, security during difficult times. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I am so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the K.I.S.S newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. All right, take a deep breath because you made it through the week. Yep. And now I want you to let your hair down. If you don't have long hair, that's okay. Let it down anyway. Maybe you've got an extra tangle or two. I just want you to sit here for just a minute. I know this sounds strange, but just go with me here. I want you to think about your blessings. I'm talking about your children that drive you crazy. You may have children that are blood. You may have children that are blood by adoption. You may have children that are mentored, so you consider them family. You may have children within your church. You may have children next door. However you see all of your children, all of them, I want you to think for just a moment. Don't they drive you crazy? I mean, seriously, they drive us crazy, do they not? But man, it is such a blessing. But then we've got life that happens. And as a parent, it is natural to want to shield your little ones from the harsh realities of life. All you have to do is scroll through your feed. It's pretty bad now that Instagram and Facebook has a special thing. In fact, it popped up on my feed a couple days ago on Instagram about, oh, we've got a special safety area for teenagers. And I'm thinking, what? We shouldn't even have to say that. Everybody should fall under the same thing. Okay, that's my opinion. You don't have to have that opinion. That's my opinion. Why? Because we shouldn't have crap out there anyway. All right. Okay, I'm probably digressing here just a little bit. But we've got a lot of things happening in this world today. Some things great, some things, and other things like, oh, I don't even want to get near there. And it doesn't matter where you live, on what continent, whether it's north or south, east or west, you have harsh realities in life. And it is crucial to remember that instilling a sense of security during difficult times can help your children develop resilience. It can also help them develop coping mechanisms to face adversity in the future. Why do I mention this? Because have you looked at your feed? Have you watched the news? You are going to have things that come up in life that are not good. And it's not just about a death in the family or death of a good friend. It goes way beyond that. It could be job related. It could be marriage related. It could be their own children related, right? There's so many different things. It could be something that's called a freak accident because life happens. Life is not ever going to be easy, ever. And you might be able to find times of simplicity, but that doesn't make it easy. Hard decisions will be made. No will be said. Yes will be wished. And then there are the tears. Puddles to ponds. Yes, lots and lots of tears. Don't you just want to be a parent? That's why I started with, okay, I want you to think of your blessings here for a minute because we're going down an avenue that most people do not talk about. And as much as we love being a parent, because it is the best thing in the world, it's oh so challenging. But if you want to have security for your kiddos, you can't keep them 1,000% safe. Notice how I added that extra zero. Yeah, you cannot keep them 1,000% safe, nor can you keep them 100% safe. But you need to instill with them a sense of security during difficult times because it is a guarantee they are going to fail more than they succeed. That is called, well, hello, the best 4-letter word in the dictionary. Do you know what it is? L-I-F-E. It's called life. So as one who has 5 children, how many children do you have? And then go beyond that. Go to your grandkids. Go to those who you mentor, your neighbors, your community, whatever your outreach is. Think of all of those. You may have hundreds or thousands. Yeah, seriously. And you may not even realize it. You're like, gosh, I'm a teacher. I never thought that. Well, yeah, I mean, I do think, but I didn't really think that, oh, yeah, they are kind of part of the family. Yeah, go there for a moment. It's important for us to help set things up for them to where they can be successful regardless of their own outcome in life. Because life, oh my goodness, it's the best and the worst 4-letter word ever in the dictionary. So what does it look like when you need to instill the sense of security within them? Well, in order to do that, you've got to set the foundation, with love. That is your KISS to Keep It Simple strategy. Set the foundation with love. And I had to add on with love because we've got to understand that love is an action verb. And that requires us to be doing something, us being put in motion. And I think sometimes it's just all like feely. Oh, we just have to feel this, I don't know, joy or happiness or whatever it is. I just want to feel sad. I want to be, just let me be depressed for a minute. I want to go in my corner and hibernate. Okay, knock out all the animals right now and how you think you're feeling. You need to look at setting the foundation for your kids with love by taking action, having intentional movement in the way that you raise them. And security, mama, it is so fundamental. But no one talks about it. Now, I can say security is talked about if you give birth to your child in a manner that you're coming out of the hospital and you want to drive home with them. Your hospital staff will not allow you to leave till they have inspected and know that that car seat is in. You don't just get to walk out with your child. Mama is wheeled, holding the baby. Now, sometimes they will have the baby already put in the car seat. Just depends, but most of the time they're in the car seat. If it's an infant carrier, sits on mama's lap, and then you're wheeled out. See, it hasn't been that long. Okay, it's been a long time, but not that long since I've been in the hospital, coming out of the hospital with the baby. I really don't want to go back that way. I love my 5. I'm happy with them. I don't want to go back there, but it is great to go back and think about this. So right there, yes, you have that sense of security, that safety. But beyond that, when do you really think about that? Okay, maybe if they're going to go out on a date as they get older or they're going to a friend's house, you might think about, well, what are you going to do? Who are you hanging out with? But do you go to the full extent? You see, I'm not talking about a moment. I'm talking about a lifetime. And there's a difference. So I want to go over a few things, and I just want to highlight, because what I did is I changed things up. So you're going to want to go to the show notes. If you've got young children, you've got your adolescents, wherever it is, I have actually talked about this in all different stages and ages. Okay, so early childhood, ages 0 to 5. When you set the foundation with love, create a safe haven. Okay, that safe space. Encourage emotional expression. Model resilience. Okay, now that's fast. I know, I get that. We don't have time to sit here to go through absolutely every single one. What I want to focus on today specifically is from adulthood on. Now, don't hang up on me yet. If you're like, but I don't have adult kids. Oh, you're going to find that this is very, very important, because if you can see into the future before they even get there, more power to you. No, I'm not kidding you. Like, seriously. Because it allows you to say, I need to prepare for that. You don't want to be caught off guard. So early childhood, right, 0 to 5, our regular, what I call your kind of elementary ages, childhood, ages 6 to 12, open communication, empower problem-solving skills, and establish support networks. All important when it comes to security and giving that sense to them of saying, yeah, you're safe here. What about adolescents, ages 13 to 18? Encourage independence. Nobody wants to do that. You're like, they're getting older. I'm supposed to protect them. Yeah, I know. But you're also needing to give them a little bit more freedom. Promote self-care. oh, this is when it comes time to making sure I'm taking care of myself, sleeping well. Yeah, you need to do it much earlier, but it's very important during this time. Also, what about discussing future plans? What does that look like? Talk about future plans. That can change in a heartbeat. You don't think it does, but you get wrapped up in the wrong relationship. You get kind of twisted and turned with what you're going to be when you want to grow up and life happens. There's so many different things, right? Okay, we can go down that path, but I want to focus on here our adult children, ages 18 and older. But again, this is you seeing into the future if you have younger kids. So stay tuned right here. Don't leave yet. Because a lot of this is actually applicable to all ages, including us as adults. We can actually apply this in our own relationships beyond just the privacy of our own four walls within our family, okay? So when you are looking at supporting your adult children, 18 years and older, what does it look like in the real life? Number one, respect their autonomy. Acknowledge and respect your child's independence and decision-making abilities. I know you're like, but you don't know my child. Oh no, I know your child. I have 5. Each one of mine are so different. It challenges me every single day. I talked about the tears before. I didn't tell you whose tears those were. Just saying. All right. Avoid imposing your opinions or hovering over their choices. This is hard to do because you may have adult children living with you within your own home. It's a lot easier when they're out of your own home, but it isn't because you're like, I want to call them. I want to see what they're doing. I want to text them. I want to know, like I miss them. I haven't heard from them in 3 days. I get that way. I'm like, I haven't heard from my son in 2.5 days. What is going on? Oh yeah, mom's texting. Okay. But I'm making sure I'm within what will support them and give them the security they need. So whatever happens in the best 4-letter word there is, LIFE, they're going to be able to come back to mom. Trust that they have skills and judgment to navigate their own paths, while at the same time offering guidance when requested. Empower your adult child by respecting their independence and autonomy. Letting go. Now listen here. Okay, this is a good one. It was one for me to really listen to as I wrote this down. Letting go doesn't mean disconnecting. It means trusting their capabilities and choices. That means what? They have to own their CRAP of life. And that is hard for us to do because why? We have protected them. They're 18 years previous. And now we're like, we got to let them go. Yeah, just a little bit. But that doesn't mean that you're no longer helping them or serving them or guiding them. But guess who makes a final decision? Yep, your child. And they have every right to. And they have to fail at times, and you aren't going to like it. It is going to hurt. Remember those tears? I didn't tell you whose they were. Yeah, you're getting the drift here, right? Yes. So respect their autonomy. Number 2, encourage open communication. Maintain open lines of communication with your child, fostering a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding. And when you create a safe space for them to share their experiences and challenges and achievements without fear or judgment, oh my goodness, you have opened up the world to them. I'm serious. Why? Because they're going to be like, okay, yeah, I may have failed here, but let me look at these other options. Oh, wait, okay, I could do that. There's this line of just because I didn't get it doesn't mean I can't figure it out. Communication is just not verbal. It's also in their head. Think about what you're doing and how you're raising your kiddos, whatever ages they are right now, and are you leading them down that road? Listen actively and offer support where needed. Don't sit there and say, you need to do this. No. We're past that part, way past that part. Communication remains vital, even as children become adults. So encourage open dialogue to strengthen your bond with them and provide a sense of security. You want them to ultimately trust you no matter what, okay? And that comes with open communication. You may not like what they're saying, but you've got to let them say it. And sometimes that means you just have to sit there. And if it's 4-letter words that are coming out of their mouth and it's not LIFE, you know what I'm talking about. Don't sit there and be that kind of mama who says you can't talk this language. Actually, they can. I know you have rules, so take it outside. I'm just saying, right? Think about it. Don't jump down my throat. I'm trying to help you build and set this foundation with love, because otherwise your kid's going to find somebody else to go to if they don't come to you. Don't you want them coming to you for help? I mean, think about it. Number 3, offer emotional support. Adult children may face various life transitions, career changes, relationships, parenting. They have a baby of their own. They're like, what do I do with this thing? I mean, I know you said, oh no. You'll love those moments. And then you just get to chuckle when you go to bed and you lay down and everything's quiet in your house and you're like, and they've got to deal with the screaming baby and I do not. Oh, grandparenting is the best. We'll leave that for another episode though. But be a supportive presence during their triumphs and trials. Right? It's both. Offer encouragement, empathy, and practical guidance. Let them know you are there as a source of unwavering love and support. Again, this is without judgment. This is saying, I am here for you. My door, I don't care what happens, is always open. You will love them. You may not like their actions. There is a difference. And when you can provide emotional support to your adult children, it reassures them of your continued presence and care, bolstering their confidence and sense of security. When it bolsters their confidence, what do you think that does for them? Raises their self-esteem, right? It's like, I can do this. So when they face more failures than they do successes, what do you think happens? Yes, they get back up, right? That's what you want to be able to do. You want them to get back up, not because of your strength, but because of theirs. And finally, number 4, respect their boundaries. This is a hard one because 18 years previous, you have set all the boundaries for them. Curfew, what they can eat, when they go to bed, what they can watch on TV, how much phone time they get. Oh, wait, do they get to drive to school or do you take them to school? How do you punish them? Where's the discipline? But now they're older and they get to set boundaries, including boundaries on you. And that is a tough one. So recognize and respect your child's boundaries and personal space. Avoid crossing emotional or physical boundaries without their consent and be mindful of their need for independence. Demonstrating respect for their autonomy reinforces their sense of security in the parent-child relationship, which, by the way, is changing. It's now moving to more either mentor, friend, kind of sister, brother, you know what I mean? So it does change a little bit as you get older. But if you do not respect their boundaries, you are going to have problems. Respecting boundaries shows your adult child that you value their autonomy and trust them. Did you hear that? You trust them to navigate their lives, creating a sense of security and mutual respect. They have to be okay by failing by themselves, by succeeding by themselves. Oh, wait, but then they get to come back and celebrate with you. That's hard to do. That's hard to watch your child fall knowing that they just would have listened to me. But they didn't. And you can sit here and you can go back in time and try and say, what could I do differently if they only would have? I know I have been down that road hundreds of times, probably more like thousands. I have 5 children. There's a lot of roads I've traveled. And when I look at that, boundaries are one of the toughest things ever. Because as a parent, it's easy. Well, it's not easy. It's simple, right, to establish boundaries. But then when we have boundaries put on ourselves, we're like, that no. And it's like, no, we kind of do. And so there's going to be times that you have to ask permission. If you're really wanting to have a heart to heart, but you're not sure if they want to have a heart to heart, you may need to ask them, can I ask you a tough question? And if they say no, you have to say, okay, I got it. Thanks for telling me. And you got to keep your mouth shut. You got to ask them, would you like my opinion on this? If they say no, respect it. Don't give your opinion. Okay? If you need to go scream in your pillow or go somewhere or call your best friend or call whoever and say, you will not believe this. This is what my daughter did. This is what my son did. I'm now in this position. Wait, it's not me, it's them. If they would have just, okay, you can go have that moment, but they get theirs first. As you look on what it's like to where you might be channeling up, right? Going uphill, because anything worth having is going to be an uphill battle. But let me tell you, those little spots of blessing that come along the way, and I promise you, there's many. Sometimes you have to look for them.